Welcome to our deep dive into the Santa Clarita Valley real estate market.
All right.
Today, we're going to be going through tons of data on properties.
Yeah.
Everything from condos all the way up to those, massive single-family homes.
Right.
We're going to be looking at things like list prices, square footage,
Yeah.
and even those days on market numbers.
Oh, yeah.
But we're not just going to throw numbers at you.
Yeah.
We really want to kind of uncover some of the aha moments
I like that.
that help you really understand this market.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Yep.
What's really cool about the data that you sent me is that it includes not only what sellers are asking for, but also what buyers are actually paying based on the closed listings. And I think that tells a much more complete story, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's like getting a sneak peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
So we're looking at data on 802 properties, which gives us a pretty solid overview.
Oh.
And right away, we can see that the average list price across all these properties is $912,263.
Wow.
But the median list price is lower, around $830,000.
Interesting.
That's a little nugget that might make you go,
That's a pretty big difference between the average and the median.
Yeah.
So what that tells me is that there are some seriously high-priced properties that are skewing that average upwards.
How do you see?
So you can imagine like a few multi-million-dollar mansions mixed in with a bunch of more, reasonably priced homes.
Makes sense.
So those luxury properties are definitely part of the Santa Clarita landscape, but that median price is really going to give you a better indicator of what a more typical home might cost.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about those coming soon listings.
All right.
These are the properties that are about to hit the market.
Yeah.
We only have 11 of these, which is a tiny fraction of the total properties we're looking at. So that small number of coming soon listings could indicate a low inventory situation.
Okay, so if sellers aren't really rushing to list their properties, it could mean that they're holding out for better prices.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're just not feeling the pressure to sell right now.
Okay.
What's your take on that?
I'm kind of leaning towards that low inventory theory.
Yeah.
Especially when we look at the types of properties in this coming soon category. Out of the 11, only one is a condo. Priced at $345,999.
Got it.
The other 10 are all single-family homes.
Wow.
With prices ranging from $775,000 to almost $1.5 million.
So that one condo looks like a little fish in a big pond.
Yeah.
It does make you wonder if condos are just so in demand that they're getting snatched up even before they're officially listed. Or maybe sellers of higher-end homes are more strategic, using that coming soon status to generate buzz and excitement. It's fascinating, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
It definitely sparks some curiosity.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Are you ready to jump into the deep end?
Let's do it.
Let's talk about those active listings.
Right.
These are the properties that are front and center vying for buyers' attention.
Got it.
We have 441 of these.
Okay.
This is where the bulk of the market action is happening.
So this is where we can really start to see the diversity of the Santa Clarita Valley market.
Yeah.
In these active listings, we have single-family homes dominating with 298 listings.
Wow.
Followed by condos at 101.
Okay.
And townhouses bringing up the rear.
Yeah.
With 42 listings.
So if you're looking for a detached home, Santa Clarita has a lot of choices.
Seems like it.
Choices galore.
Yeah.
But of course, options come at a price.
Right.
Looking at the price range, we see a huge spectrum.
Okay.
From a condo listed at a surprisingly affordable $153,900.
Wow.
All the way up to a luxurious single-family home listed for over $5 million.
That's a huge range.
It is.
And that's just the listing prices.
Right.
When we look at the price per square foot, it really drives home the variety in this market.
Yeah.
So we're seeing everything from $117 per square foot on the low end to a whopping $1,521.38 on the high end.
That is a big difference.
It is.
What do you think is driving that kind of variation?
Well, location obviously plays a role.
Sure.
But I'd say age, renovations, and amenities all have a big impact.
Of course.
Think about it.
Yeah.
A newly renovated condo with a killer view could easily fetch a much higher price per square foot than an older, larger house further inland.
Yeah.
It all comes down to those unique features that make a property stand out.
Right. It's not just about the square footage. It's about what those square feet offer.
Exactly.
It makes you think about what features are most important to you as a buyer or as a seller, what you can do to increase the value of your property. Okay, so we've looked at what's coming soon and what's actively on the market. Now let's shift our focus to the closed listings.
All right.
These are the properties that have actually sold recently.
Okay.
And they give us a glimpse into what's actually transpiring in Santa Clarita.
And this is where we can see if those listing prices are actually translating into sale prices.
Yeah.
So in your data, you have 29 closed listings.
Okay.
Which I think gives us a decent sample size.
Yeah.
The average close price for these properties is $884,178.
Okay.
Which is slightly below that overall average list price we saw earlier.
Right.
What do you make of that?
Well, it makes me think there might be some room for negotiation in this market.
Okay.
Maybe buyers are successfully scoring some deals below asking price.
Interesting.
Of course, we'd need more data to be sure.
Right.
But it's an interesting trend.
It is for sure.
And these closed listings also show us that wide price range that we've been seeing throughout this deep dive. The lowest priced property that closed was a condo for $369,000.
Okay.
While the highest was a single-family home that sold for $2.6 million.
So it really shows you that Santa Clarita has options for different budgets.
Right.
And different lifestyles.
Okay, so we've gotten a taste of what's coming soon.
Yeah.
What's actively for sale and what's actually selling in Santa Clarita.
Right.
But there's another layer to this market
that
we need to explore, those properties that are in a bit of a limbo state.
You're talking about those other listing statuses, like active, under contract, pending, expired.
Exactly. Those might seem like side notes, but they actually hold valuable clues about the market.
Yeah, they're like the whispers and rumors that give you a glimpse into what's really going on behind the scenes.
Exactly.
I like that.
Ready to dive into those?
Let's do it. Let's start with those active under contract listings. Your data shows 94 properties in this category.
Okay.
With an average list price of $797,277.87.
Okay.
Now, that's notably lower than the overall average we talked about earlier.
Right.
What do you think that could indicate?
Well, to me, it suggests that homes in this price range are getting snatched up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You know, buyers are eager to make offers.
Right.
Maybe even sparking some bidding wars.
Interesting.
It kind of paints a picture of a competitive market.
Yeah.
Especially in that mid-price segment.
It definitely aligns with that hint of low inventory we saw earlier.
Right.
With those coming soon listings.
Yeah.
Fewer homes coming onto the market.
Right.
Combined with, strong demand in certain price ranges. Could create a sense of urgency for buyers.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So for anyone looking in that price range, being prepared to act quickly could be really important.
I think so.
Now let's look at the pending listings.
Right.
These are the properties that are one step closer to closing.
We've got 111 of them.
Okay.
With an average list price of $905,578.
So pending usually means that a contract has been accepted, but the deal hasn't officially closed yet.
Right.
And that average price being closer to the overall average we talked about suggests that there's a healthy mix of properties and price points that are moving smoothly towards the finish line.
They're in the final stretch of the race.
Exactly.
All right, let's talk about the expired listings.
Okay.
Reality check.
Yeah.
We have 22 properties in this category. These are the properties that didn't sell within the expected time frame.
So what can we learn from these?
Well, I think expired listings can often highlight a gap between seller expectations and, what the market's actually doing.
Right.
So maybe the asking price was too high or the property didn't resonate with buyers for other reasons.
Yeah, it could be any number of things, but it really underscores the importance of pricing it right. Yeah, even in a seemingly hot market.
Right.
Not every property is guaranteed to sell quickly.
Exactly.
All right, what about those canceled listings?
Okay.
We only have 7 of these,
right?
So they're a bit more mysterious.
Canceled listings can be a bit of a wild card.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just a change of heart from the seller. Or maybe some unforeseen circumstances came up.
Okay.
It could also point to issues that popped up during inspections.
Oh, right.
Or problems with financing.
Yeah.
It's hard to know the exact reason without more information.
It's a real estate mystery.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the hold listings.
Right.
These are the properties that are taking a temporary break from the market.
Yeah.
We have 48 of these.
So hold listings are usually a strategic pause.
Okay.
It could be for repairs, staging, even personal reasons on the seller side.
Gotcha.
But these properties typically come back on the market as active.
Okay.
Once things are sorted out.
So they're not out of the game?
Nope.
Just taking a time out?
Exactly.
And lastly, we have the withdrawn listings.
Okay.
39 properties that have completely stepped back from the market.
Similar to the canceled listings, the reasons for withdrawing can vary.
Right.
Could be the seller's decision based on market conditions, or maybe they decided to go a different route, like renting the property instead of selling.
So it seems like those canceled and withdrawn listings are the toughest to figure out.
They can be.
They add an element of unpredictability to the market.
That's true.
But, exploring these other statuses gives us a much more, I guess, nuanced understanding of what's going on in Santa Clarita.
Absolutely. They really give you a glimpse into the ebb and flow of the market.
Right.
All the factors that influence those buying and selling decisions.
Okay, so we've looked at listing statuses across the entire market, but your data also allows us to look at specific property types.
Right.
And that can reveal even more insights.
Yeah, I agree.
Analyzing the data by property type can help us see how different segments are performing.
For sure.
Like, are condos appreciating at the same rate as single-family homes?
Right.
Are townhouses holding their value?
Exactly.
Things like that.
Good questions.
So let's start with condos.
Okay.
Remember that one coming soon condo we talked about?
Yeah, I remember.
It really stood out.
He did.
Against those 10 single-family homes.
Yeah.
And when we look at the active listings, we see a similar pattern.
Okay.
298 active single-family homes.
Wow.
Compared to just 101 condos.
So that scarcity of condo listings, both in the coming soon and active categories, could really indicate that demand is high.
Okay.
It might mean that buyers are, just scooping them up.
Yeah.
Maybe even before they're officially listed.
It's possible.
So if you're thinking of buying a condo in Santa Clarita, be ready to act fast.
It's a segment to watch closely.
Yeah.
Now, what about the price points for condos?
Yeah.
How do they compare to single-family homes and townhouses?
Well, for active condo listings, the average list price is $519,753.
Okay.
Which is significantly lower than the average list price for single-family homes.
Right.
Which is $1,048,287.
And townhouses?
Townhouses fall somewhere in between, with an average list price of $647,152.
That makes sense.
Yeah, more space, more land. Typically equals a higher price tag.
But averages don't tell the whole story.
No, they don't.
We need to look at those price ranges to get a more complete picture.
Right.
So for condos, the listings in your data range from a very approachable $289,000 all the way up to $988,990.
So there's quite a bit of variety there.
Yeah, it busts that myth that all condos are small and cramped.
Right.
You can find some really nice ones out there.
Yeah.
Now, what about the price range for single-family homes?
As you might expect, the range is even wider.
Okay.
Your data shows listings starting at $153,900 and going all the way up to a breathtaking $5,099,000.
That's a big spectrum.
It is.
And townhouses.
Townhouse listings in your data range from $379,900 to $935,000.
So they offer that kind of middle ground.
Yeah, they often do.
Between condos and detached homes.
Right.
Usually with some shared amenities and less maintenance responsibility.
Which can be a big draw for some people.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a good sense of the active market. But to really see what's happening, we need to look at those closed listings.
All right, the ones that have actually sold.
Exactly.
What do those tell us?
Let's start with condos.
Okay.
You have 3 closed condo listings in your data.
Right.
Not a huge sample size, but still worth looking at.
Agreed.
The average close price for these condos is $469,497.
Oh, okay.
Now that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's actually lower than the average list price.
Right.
For active condo listings.
Interesting.
So could this mean that buyers are getting some deals on condos?
It's possible.
Maybe because of that high demand we talked about.
It could also be that sellers are being strategic
Great.
with their pricing.
Yeah.
Maybe pricing a little below market value
Okay.
to generate more interest
Makes sense.
and spark those quicker sales.
So it's a good sign for buyers
Yeah,
who are looking for value in the condo market.
for sure.
Now let's look at single-family homes.
Yeah.
They make up the majority of the closed listings in your data.
Yeah.
22 properties sold.
All right.
What's the average close price for those?
The average close price for those single-family homes is $998,757.
Okay.
Which is remarkably close
Yeah.
to the average list price for active single-family homes.
So sellers are getting pretty close to their asking prices.
Seems like it.
It reinforces the idea that the single-family home market is strong.
Right.
Now, what about townhouses?
Okay.
4 closed deals in your data.
And the average close price for those townhouses was $565,000, which is also quite close to the average list price for active townhouse listings.
So it seems like the townhouse market is mirroring that stability that we're seeing with single-family homes.
So sellers are achieving their desired prices. Buyers are finding options in their budget.
Okay.
It's a fairly balanced market.
Okay. So we've broken down the Santa Clarita Valley markets from every angle.
From all sides.
Listing status, property type. Are you starting to see any overarching trends or patterns?
I definitely am. One clear trend is the diversity of the market. It really caters to a range of budgets and preferences.
Yeah.
So condos offer that affordability and low maintenance.
Right.
Single-family homes provide space and privacy. And townhouses strike a balance between the two.
Yep.
So there really is something for almost everyone in Santa Clarita.
And what about that potential low inventory situation?
Right.
Do you think that's impacting the market?
I think it's a factor to consider. Low inventory can create that sense of urgency among buyers, leading to quicker sales, potentially less room for negotiation. And we're seeing hints of that in those active under contract listings where properties seem to be moving pretty quickly.
Especially in certain price ranges.
Yeah.
So could this be a shift towards a seller's market in Santa Clarita?
It's a possibility.
Okay.
Especially for those in-demand property types like condos.
Right.
But it's important to remember that this market is constantly evolving.
Of course.
New listings, economic fluctuations, even seasonal changes.
Yeah.
All of those can have an impact.
So there's no crystal ball when it comes to real estate.
Nope.
But having this data really helps us understand what's happening and make more informed decisions.
Absolutely.
Okay. Before we wrap up, there's one data point I want to go back to.
All right.
Remember that coming soon condo?
The one that stood out.
Yeah, the one listed for $345,999.
Yeah. What about it?
Well, it was built in 1984.
Okay.
And it has 635 square feet.
Got it.
It got me thinking about all the factors that go into pricing.
Right.
Even within the same property type.
It's a great example of how age and size play a role in pricing.
Right.
A newer, larger condo in a better location could easily be priced much higher
than an older, smaller one.
Exactly.
So it's important to look beyond the surface level.
Absolutely.
When evaluating a property.
Location, age, size, amenities, market trends, all of that.
It can be a lot.
It can be.
But that's where having a good real estate agent comes in.
I agree.
They can be so helpful.
A good agent can be invaluable. They can guide you, help you understand the market, make sure you're making the right decisions.
Okay, so for our listeners who are thinking about buying or selling in Santa Clarita, what's the key takeaway here?
I would say stay informed and be adaptable. This market is constantly changing, so you have to stay on top of it.
Yeah. Keep track of those trends, pay attention to market reports, and don't be afraid to change your plans.
I think that's great advice.
And I think another takeaway is to work with a good agent.
Absolutely.
They could really guide you through the process.
They can be your guide, your advocate, your sounding board.
They can also connect you with other professionals.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like lenders and inspectors.
Yep. Mortgage lenders, home inspectors, attorneys.
It's like your real estate dream team.
I like that.
It takes the pressure off.
For sure.
So for our listeners who are feeling overwhelmed, don't worry.
Yeah.
You don't have to go it alone.
There are experts out there who can help.
Exactly. Okay, so we've really gone deep into this Santa Clarita market.
Yeah.
We analyzed all those listings from coming soon to active to close. We even got into those other listings.
Yeah, those tricky ones.
The ones that are kind of in between.
Yeah, the ones that give you a little peek behind the curtain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And of course, we broke it down by property type. Condos, single-family homes, townhouses.
Right, to get that granular view.
To really understand what's happening.
Absolutely.
So what stands out to you?
Well, I think what's really interesting is just how complex this market is.
Right.
There's so much going on. You know, inventory levels.
Yeah.
Interest rates.
Right.
Buyer preferences. Even seasonal trends.
It's like a puzzle.
It is.
With all these moving pieces.
A lot of moving pieces.
But this data has helped us at least start to put those pieces together.
It's given us a framework.
Right. So for anyone listening who's thinking about jumping into this market, what are some things they should keep in mind?
Well, I think the most important thing is to stay informed.
Okay.
And to be flexible. Because things are always changing.
Right.
So keep track of those trends.
Yeah.
Pay attention to what's happening in the market.
Right. Read those reports.
Exactly.
Don't be afraid to adjust your strategy.
Yeah, sometimes you have to pivot.
And, of course, work with a good agent.
A good agent can make all the difference.
They can be such a valuable resource.
They can guide you through the process.
Yeah.
Help you understand everything.
Right, and connect you with other people you might need.
Absolutely.
Like lenders and inspectors.
Mortgage lenders, home inspectors, attorneys.
Your real estate dream team.
Exactly.
So to anyone feeling overwhelmed,
remember,
you don't have to do this alone.
There are people who can help.
Yeah. So I think the real takeaway here is that this deep dive, it's not about becoming an expert overnight.
Right.
It's about getting curious.
Yeah.
And learning and feeling empowered.
I like that.
To make good decisions.
That's what it's all about.
So to wrap things up, I want to remind everyone that this market, it's more than just numbers.
Right.
It's about people.
It's about lives.
It's about communities.
Absolutely.
And whether you're an investor or a first-time buyer, Santa Clarita has something for you.
I think so.
So stay curious and keep exploring.
That's great advice.
Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
On this deep dive into the Santa Clarita Valley real estate market.
My pleasure.
Until next time, happy house hunting.